Well, how's it going, Kingsmen? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle, another game in the tournament and the Lord's Discord. This one will be between the Napoleonic and NR4 clan on the map Stockok. They will be using the 1811 cores, and you have Napoleonics as the French and the NR4 as the coalition. First, I'm going to go over the coalition points. So you have an 11-point Wellington, an 8-point Beresford, a 5-point Graham, and a 10-point Blake. Now, the 10-pointer is the Spanish, and the other three are UK, then a mix of UK, Portugal. On the French side, you have Massena here. He's up in the front, rushing towards the town. Obviously, so is Spain, so that's going to be a bit of a probably clash. We'll have to keep an eye out for them. Right behind them, you have Suchet, 9-pointer. Behind them, 6-point Dorsena. And then, of course, 9-point Salt. So, you know, not in extremely high points in the coalition. For all of them, they have that 5-pointer, and then 11, 8, and 10. But on the other side, it's kind of a 6, 9, 10, 9. So, a little bit more balanced on the French side when it comes to the factions versus that 5-pointer is going to have to be more support maybe. We'll see. I don't know what kind of build they necessarily had. You can see the Napoleonics clan. They have taken some LOCs already. And just a reminder, because this is a newer thing, you see these line of communications, the new kind of rules that the Lords put up with the new maps. You have to control all that line of communications. If someone intercepts and takes one of those circles along one of your lines or roads of communication, it will basically obsolete that until you retake and restore your line. Right now, the line's perfectly well situated from all the way up, and then obviously towards Stockok if they take that, but then of course it cuts around. They have the 2-pointer, the other 1-pointer up to the other 2-pointer. Things look good. Now,
men are running, sir.
Did miss a cav charge because I'm trying to explain things. My bad. Some Chasseur Cheval clashing with some UK Cav, Light Dragoons. This is probably where we see the most contest very early on. Nice hills around Stockok. Obviously up here in the tree line, and then here on the right, there's also, we cannot forget this nice high ground to the right side of the town. Of course, the French also have high ground here, all along and then ranging up to this side. So things are good for either side. Now I do see potentially some cavalry going to try to stop the French from seizing this town, but I mean, Massena's just, his men have poured into the town, and Spain is just a little bit too late. Blake a little too slow on the draw. He does have grenadiers. It's going to make things a little more interesting here. Cavalry maybe is going to harass, but we do have the light infantry actually going to rush in.
We have taken the building, sir.
Blake has, like I said, grenadiers. They have guard infantry as well. But for now, France holds Stockok. We are seeing a little bit of scouting on both sides over here between the coalition and Imperials, as there is either the 11, 8, or 5-pointer on the far flank. And then, you know, we're going to have another UK 2 in the center. Usually the clans kind of plan things about who's going to be what, so they know where they're deploying to, so that they can kind of plan accordingly. But still, France having that 10-pointer right here, or France facing the 10-pointer by Stockok, is not going to be an easy bout, especially with UK cavalry support. France is going to have to be on their toes. Obviously, they got Suchet reinforcing, and then Dorsena coming in behind, or maybe it's Dorsen. I don't know. The 6-pointer will be there. He does have cavalry, dragoons on the flank, as well as more Chasseur Cheval and some Hussars, so good mixture. Spain pushing this flank, trying to maybe achieve some high ground. Holding some of the high ground at least. Control the flank. Obviously, you can see Massena's pushing forward here, trying to set up on the high ground as well, matching the infantry. This is when we see that first clash. Very nice looking Spanish uniforms. The drip. Here, cavalry charging. Oh, Spain actually sent in one of their regiments. France pushed up light infantry to kind of support. Oh, don't Oh man, the UK sending in their heavy cav against this unsquareable, who's now going to start pulling back. It's probably going to lag everything out because it's charging units that are in the house. A lot of light infantry, though, for Massena. Ooh. Here we go, another UK on the move. Where's the general? We'll be able to tell if this is Wellington.
Orders understood.
No, this is not Wellington.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, did they lose the LOC already? Yeah, they did. All right, well, France is actually not looking to be in the best of spots at the moment. So we have a cav engagement in 2 different spots. Chasseur Cheval getting chased down by some hussars. And then on the far flank, more and more UK and French clashing here. France maybe getting outplayed by a lot more cavalry. I bet you this is Wellington. I would not be surprised if this is Wellington.
Our general.
Here's the general, though. Yep, Wellington on the left 11 pointer all by himself. There's his army. I'm gonna hop over here, though. It looks like things are still kind of rolling forward. France actually entirely falling back. Now, I do believe there is... Oh, there's one more LOC. Maybe it's just the one. In which case, they're probably going to fall back and wait for reinforcements, as Blake is not an easy one to fight on their own. Some skirmishers being thrown forward. Got some cavalry from what either is the 5-pointer or 8-point Beresford. It's rushing through a line Spain created. Gonna go for those skirmishers. Ooh, they're not gonna get away in time, but maybe you could volley those cavalry units. Maybe not. So there's definitely, guys, a very obvious push here. You have Wellington pulling back, the 11-pointer pulling back here, but he is still a little bit isolated from where the rest of the fighting's raging, and especially when you consider that 9-point Soult, he's rushing down this road to intercept Wellington. So he is not standing still, and obviously you got the 6-pointer rushing up to reinforce. You have 9-point Suchet now up with Massena, so you have 2 generals. The French are looking like they're in a good position, and obviously they have a French or a UK army setting up on the left side of Stockach. But they haven't really advanced across, and he does have some good high ground. He has artillery pushing up. They can definitely sit up on this hill, and they could even fire across towards the Spanish lines or right into the UK lines. Either way, the French are not in a bad place yet. They still have infantry in the town even, and they're ready to contest any advance the Spanish make. It looks like Spain is making another advance. Or not. Yeah, they're backing up. Never mind. Like, you're seeing the tree line up on top of that hill. Spain does have the LOC, so I don't think they're really gonna try pushing yet. Maybe they'll wait to see what their allies do, or maybe they're waiting for their allies to make a move. Artillery, oh, maybe the French will snipe it with their guns. I'm not sure. They're actually pulling their artillery back. More artillery pushing up to this right side. Horse artillery as well. It does look like Massena's going to hold here, and Suchet is going to push up to the other flank. You have an advance over here. The UK pushing up here, obviously going to force Soult to not push into a trap, as he would get pincered from 2 sides by the 11-pointer plus this 5 or 8-pointer on the right. He's going to pull up and rejoin his lines along with his allies. They're going to have more artillery pushing forward, but we'll see what high ground they manage to hold on to as the battle progresses. So the UK are getting a little bit more aggressive over in the center, and Wellington starts pushing his forces over from the flank. And I've not heard any artillery. It's kind of odd. Artillery not even firing yet. Both sides kind of waiting. And yeah, we actually have Massena pulling back from the town as well. I think they're preparing for an action in the center. I do think the UK are going to consolidate here with Blake taking the flank, and he may even push over to focus. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a huge action in this open field right here. I think that's why the French are relocating a lot of forces to the center. I did hear some artillery firing. I think the French finally are getting shot at by UK artillery. See more of it setting up, taking advantage of that high ground. They have to be a little careful though, because if the fighting does start moving in this area, artillery's gonna have trouble shooting through it. But oh my gosh, look at this. 4-gun horse artillery. So that's 4, 6, 7 guns so far I'm seeing massed up in this area. Plus, that's 6, 9. 9 guns there. I know there was another artillery piece. There it is. Massena has an artillery piece up on the hill, maybe just a deterrent to defend their right flank. You can see the Spanish do have artillery set up on this hill. Probably why the French decided, let's just cut and run from this area and focus on an attack against the UK. And boy, it's this attack against the UK, or defense maybe, going to become quite serious. It's all about outmaneuvering, guys. At this point, it's going to be outmaneuvering. If the UK win, it's because they caught the French on a bad flank. And if they lose, it's because they were a little too spread out and France managed to consolidate and attack quickly. That's going to be the decisive factor here. How quickly can they attack? France, I think, is still trying to get a little bit more troops in position. We're definitely seeing a pretty united advance from at least 2 UK armies. And it begins again. Horse artillery moving over this direction. More cavalry, heavy cav shifting over here as well. And you have the 6-pointer in reserve still. And strangely enough, UK's pulling back. Oh, artillery going to get sniped. Are they? We may have some Chasseurs Cheval who are going to intercept them just in time. Infantry may fire a volley. They're getting kind of far away, though. Gotta always watch out for those snipes of your artillery. The real question to ask, guys, or the real thing to wonder, I would like, what is the Spanish going to do? And I would love, if I was on this right flank, I definitely would be trying to scout it. Chasseurs Cheval on the flank, trying to see if they're shifting their entire army right here, and then they're going to advance right into this tree line, plus the UK attacking from here. That could become a devastating, and I mean devastating attack for this Imperial army, for the French army. And that's why scouting is important. I mean, look at this. You have the general shifting over. I guarantee you the Spanish are shifting. They're even scouting over here to see if the French are in this tree line. Now, maybe this will be a ruse because they probably see 3 units here and they may think, oh, there's more just stacked up. But the French definitely are more or less prepared for a big attack. They got a lot of troops that can shelter behind the trees in the hill. I'm just worried they're going to get attacked down here by a huge Blake or 6-pointer has the guard. Yena guard. Get fun army to play. It's a lot of all-around good units for the most part. Oh yeah, Moya guard, man. Send it. It's a good reserve to have. You have a fight raging here. What is this? Oh, just regular line infantry. I think everybody's still kind of trying to figure out where they're gonna place their armies. France is going on the defensive for the most part, it would appear. And I do notice a difference, guys.
Our men are running, sir.
France has less cavalry, I think, than the coalition. That's going to be a tough one if the coalition know how to use their cav. If they don't, well then, you know, just going to be advantageous for the French. Still, I feel like this side should be scouted a little bit more by the French. See where the coalition are at. The coalition don't seem to be super into attacking this position, which I'm not saying they should, but I feel like this is a good position to attack. Granted, I'm seeing it from the French side, but just pushing up, starting to volley them, have the UK push up at this angle here, volley. Could work. Now, maybe not, in which case you can fall back yourself. I guess we'll see. You know, it's a lot easier to backseat general and say what you should do, having the time to be able to consider all your options. Having the battle already been fought. Getting to see probably a lot bigger of a picture than maybe they were during the fighting. Vistula? Is this the Vistula? No, it's not. I thought it was the Vistula Legion. Los Diablos? A lot of cavalry here. Probably just mirroring the French cav. I mean, if they just kind of sit here and fire back and forth for a while, guys, I'll just skip to when the fighting happens again. If it's just maneuvering, obviously I will not let the maneuvering be lost. What have we got here? Yeah, unless something happens, I'm gonna fast forward and skip ahead to when stuff does happen. So I'll catch you guys in a second. All right, guys. So we may have a bit of a development here. We have the 9-point Suchet pushing into Stockhawk. Maybe they're doing so because they feel like the coalition are spread out along a very large front. We have a UK push by this LOC and along the board here. Had some more artillery they're firing down on them, making their life a living hell for a second. Probably relocating again, but this may be a time as good as any to push for Stockhawk, especially if you got this 6-pointer pushing his good quality units, fresh units, over to this side. And obviously we have a Blake who I think was trying to relocate, and he may have gotten surprised. Maybe. Artillery was limbered up, so it's possible. It is very, very possible. Ooh. Instead of, though, getting flanked, the UK pulling troops towards this flank. Cavalry even pushing across. We may have light infantry company getting charged. Or just regular line infantry. But the artillery is still set up here, guys. It can be very, very difficult. Oh, wow. Nice charge here by the Chasseurs Cheval against the Portuguese on the flank. You have France rushing forward towards the square. France starting to push down the hill. Spain is still in the position around Stockhawk. Cavalry does break, but France is going to make impact with this first initial UK line. They're going to try to rush the troops out of there and countercharge the Portuguese line. May actually break the 36th, who has already suffered some losses. But you see a very decided attack being made now by the UK, and actually France, given the order, Massena pushing down the hill. And Suchet kind of coordinating an attack on the flank as well. Like I said, they are in the town just a little bit. Not an insane amount of pushing in the town yet. Still have those reinforcements pushing back from the 6-pointer. 4 cavalry getting shot by artillery. And we have some cav charging in. Where are they going? Where are they going? Oh, man. Ooh, we have France actually going for a melee, gonna make impact. And they unfortunately do immediately break. Oh man, this is looking bad for the French right now. Infantry line after infantry line keeps making impact and breaking. And this is actually looking to be very hurtful for this French line. 3 line break. The UK actually are starting to charge up the hill. They're going to get intercepted by some dragoons. That charge is not going to make very good impact. Still, though, the UK, you can see, ooh, they have their Fusiliers. Shooting point blank into this square probably will break it. But it does look like Suchet is going to pull out of the town as their flanks cave in quickly against this UK attack. And nothing happening here. Wellington kind of hanging out still. Dragoons break for France, too. Man, France is just... they're getting kind of hammered out here. This is not going very well for them for the moment. For the time being, they are not doing too well. That could change. We'll see. The French definitely can still get a nice position here with the tree line. They have artillery sitting right here. A lot of reserves shuffling over to this side. You know, not yet. They're fine for now. Things are not bad yet. Ooh, we actually have some melee in the town. No, France does appear to be attacking, though. Or not France, sorry. Spain seems to be attacking. And which is going to force Massena to form up.
Our men are running.
Man, why do Massena, like, these troops keep charging down the hill? What's going on? Sending them to their deaths. Oh, man. This is not gonna go well. You gotta remember, guys, the UK have some very good shooting stats. So the French are going to be very, very cautious at how they work with this. There's a lot of French infantry kind of in this reserve line. I would like to see it a little bit more dispersed along the line versus kind of clumped up. It's going to be difficult if the UK do go for a full-on attack here. There's going to be so many units in this mix. I mean, it's going to be kind of difficult to get a proper defensive line going. Obviously, they're still trying to shuffle troops around. It looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit. They're trying to pull some troops back. I expect this section of the line was going to hold quite well. Got 6-pointer in this flank. Massena has been kind of getting beat up a little bit, unfortunately, by this UK. And the right flank is starting to pull back even more as Blake starts making his advance. We are going to see Suchet shifting troops over towards that side as well. So they are starting to disperse reinforcements along the line. Is this the Vistula Legion? Oh yeah, you know how I feel about the Vistula Legion. Those Polish infantry. Very good. Very nice. They will definitely hold this line. Everybody is pulling back towards this direction, but that means that the 11-point Wellington is pushing over in this direction as well. Surprisingly, the UK have pulled back. They were winning that fight. I'm not sure if it was because of the canister, which would make total sense. If it was a canister that made them pull back, then that center is definitely going to be safe. But it's given the French time to reform their lines. I'd like to have seen a little more aggression from this UK up the hill. But like I said, who knows? Maybe they were starting to lose to a canister. I wasn't paying too close of attention there. Wonder if Wellington's gonna come right into this and like go straight into the enemy line on this open field. I feel like he will, using this LOC as a kind of anchor. There are reinforcements from Soult though that can meet them, and they do have artillery set up. Still though, maybe Wellington move quick enough to make this decisive. I feel like the camera's faster than normal, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like it's just whipping all over the place really fast. I want to be a little slower. Just may have to tinker with that. Ooh. And if you're going to stand in front of artillery, guys, might as well attack. Don't just stay there and let them murder your infantry. They can't get away with it. Can't keep getting away with it. Here we go. Here comes another. You guys missed.
Orders understood.
Alright, there's a little mini LOC fight happening here. Oh, France is not gonna win that. They got too many. They got 2 versus 1.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah. And I do believe, yep, we have Spain actually pushing around here. Look at this nice ambush, though. I think Spain even noticed it at first. Now the trees are obviously not going to make the volley as devastating. Still not a lot of activity. Artillery unfortunately does break, so does the UK cavalry, but I'd say it's well worth it for the UK. I feel like the coalition could be a lot more aggressive and still be fine. Especially 11-pointer, just push across, sweep the field with them. What are you doing, Wellington? Hey, look at, I mean, this side, if the UK did any scouting, they probably would see how we, I mean, don't get me wrong, there is reserve that Soult has. But if this 11-pointer right here, if he just stays here, that's going to help out the French a ton. And they can commit a lot of forces here. There's 34 minutes remaining. There's time to still consider LOCs. Obviously, the French need to control these, at least this one, if they want to then take Stockach. But controlling this whole network here is paramount to their success in winning. And obviously, probably the coalition, they have Stockach, and they probably have these ones back here, and they have the 2-pointers, so they have, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have more points than the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. But the 2-pointer can get seized, but it won't be enough. I just get the feeling that both sides aren't totally sure about what strategy to adopt or what to do. Seen troops shuffling back and forth so many times. And please don't take this as me bad talking like any of the clans or teams are playing this game. I am no better player, probably worse a player than a lot of the people that are playing this game, so I'm not smack talking them. Promise. I'm a lowly, humble content creator. We do have more cavalry pushing forward. Where are they going? They're getting shot up. The one thing that France cannot do is ignore their right flank, especially with Blake pushing in from that side. It's going to be something they're going to have to fight back against. These coalition armies are quite strong. Man, is this canister they're firing? I'm assuming Soult's reacting to the fact that there is Wellington over here, but man, that was several minutes before that happened. But they did react to it. That's the important thing. They kept an eye on it, trying to keep it from collapsing if Wellington does decide to push in. You definitely have to have a sizable force facing this Spain. He wants it. Spain wants this high ground badly. Now has artillery up on the high ground for it. Unit's about to break. Unfortunately, they just been getting shot up all across here. That's rough. Looks like the Blake is going to stop here for now. Maybe just try to hold this river line. He is holding a very... His flank is getting larger slowly but surely as he's advancing. He probably has control of Stockok in the left flank with the UK on the right. Now, this is a theory I have, what the French may be trying to do here. They may be trying to draw the UK into a defense, force them to shuttle a lot of forces over here, attack, and then Suchet goes for the Blake and the town at the same time, and they hold there and watch the UK scramble. Because this looks like a very sizable attack the French are making. And we may have some artillery getting charged here. Let's see if they fire in time. Well, the artillery is gone. And with it, the French now make their advance. This is quite the big attack going on here. And I think the UK are starting to scramble here. Like, look at this. You just see this rolling down the road towards you. We have a counterattack, though. And infantry going against the Volunteers. I think they were going to try to go for this column here. France sending in more cavalry, breaking what looks like an artillery piece, and maybe some infantry charging in towards the LOC. They're going straight into the center here. Oh my goodness, the reserves starting to mass up for the UK though. Let's see if France can coordinate this. They need to make this work. Cavalry though from the UK charging in. We have a huge charge of dragoons from Massena. Oh no, oh no, no, no. There we go. Here we go, guys. It's starting. France sending some more hussars, lancers, and infantry. The UK have inflicted some losses on the French line so far. Their cavalry's gonna be a little bit tired. You can see the UK just broke immediately. Volunteers do break from the 6-pointer. These dragoons are still in it, breaking multiple UK lines, and I think France has found their gap. Now, there are reserves being thrown forward from the UK. Oh, what? Oh, what? Was that Wellington? Wait. That was. Wellington is dead. He died somewhere in this area, and that is just, even though it doesn't actually affect the UK lines, imagine it would cause a panic to hear that your general, beloved general, is dead. And the French are victoriously advancing here. Now Blake is attacking and France is just pulling back. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the UK are in shambles. They're kind of holding out around the LOC, but their center, which does have reserves, is starting to crumble.
Our men are running for.
UK have a high ground, they have reserves, like I said, guys, and they also still hold around this LOC. France maybe is going to try to ignore that and just keep pushing up infantry. You have now Massena throwing his corps into the right flank of this attack. Soult bringing up more reserves.
Our men are
Boucher even charging in against this UK line. And the UK are trying to pull back as best they can. We gotta focus on this. Sorry guys, I've not been focusing on it at all. Blake is trying to make up for his ally breaking. And actually he is. He's collapsing in on Suchet's line. So this battle is not lost. It is going to be a tougher fight for the coalition, having lost a big chunk of their 11-pointer. Suchet, I bet you, Massena and Suchet are just full-on retreating. There is definitely a UK advancing across the river. France probably is going to try to consolidate, push against this UK, then fall back, or prepare for another attack against Blake. Here's where the French line is holding. If you were the, you know, UK, you get a glimpse of the tree line of maybe some Spanish troops pouring over on the rear. Maybe a little bit more of a, you know, morale boost. The cav charge going in hits a square. France is starting to collapse in, using that flank, the edge, to then start routing one by one this UK that is around this town still. LLC's still in. Oh, never mind. LLC's broken. I do believe that was still a coalition's possession, so that does count for them instead. Like, that's their point now, no matter what. And look at this, like, French force is lurching forward into this small little village. I wish my camera speed wasn't so fast. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't even see. Alright, now there's 22 minutes remaining, guys. Still, however, despite the loss of a good chunk of UK forces, the French still do not have the LOCs they need to win. They need to take a couple more at least. I mean, if they take...
The entire unit is dead, sir.
I don't think they can take this. I think it got destroyed, and that's a 2-pointer they really could have used. They definitely didn't take it. So they're gonna have to take a lot more. If they do push down this road, pull up to here and take this initial one over here, it doesn't matter if they take Stockok or not. They just got to take that one and obsoletes all the coalition's points. There you go, the French rolling forward. Spain hotly pursuing them. But France trying to ignore that. I'm assuming they're going to try to ignore it as best they can. Oh, I got another bayonet charge. I don't even know where Wellington died. Here we go, though. Blake has pushed up, the UK with them, and they are going to be pushing up, still pursuing. So it is a matter of time before the French are going to have to, they're going to have to turn around at some point and deal with the coalition. Ooh, for now, they're set up horse artillery. I'm not sure if they're going to make their stand here and have the horse guns try to canister, maybe. It looks like they're not moving them. Yep, here we go. Massena's turning to face them. Get some cavalry. I'm going to go for the 64th. All right, I want to see what they're shooting at. Ooh. You know that's going to be a tough one. The UK, I think the reinforcing UK army is actually holding along this river. They're going to pull back. They still, like I said, still have LOC. They can support their defense of this another village. And it does look like Spain is actually pulling back as well. Blake calling the retreat. For now, he doesn't need to take this fight against all the French consolidated in one.
Oui, monsieur.
Quite the bloody fight here. Imagine this being a commonplace thing to see. Like, you know, fights rage, then you come back and you see just thousands of men just laying in the field. Imagine being the poor guys that had to deal with it afterwards. Now, we do see a little bit of an assault here. Blake going in for an LOC. This LOC won't matter if they take it. They still have line of communication to here. And I do believe they have from here, they still have one. But it means that they won't, I don't know actually how that works. If this one's taken out, will this one still count? Or is it only from the star? If it's only from the star, then I think it's anyone that leads out. So they have this one, they could go to that one. France could have those two, and then they'll have this one. And still build like over here, but I mean, they don't have anything over here either. It's probably going to be an LOC victory one way or the other. I suspect that both sides won't try to engage in another big fight. Maybe the French will try to, though. And it looks like they actually maybe be rolling towards Stockach. Yep, definitely going for Stockach. They are going. Blake is going to have to, with some UK help, try to stop them dead in their tracks. We'll see what he can do. He has a nice flanking attack here. The UK can flank on this side, create a half circle that they can just shoot the French to pieces. In theory, we'll see how well it works in execution. Here we go. The defense, the UK are just firing volleys and pulling back, firing volleys and pulling back. Oh, the French are getting closer, though. Oh. Is Blake attacking? I do believe we see an attack being made here. Heavy cav from Spain charging in. You got Blake pushing forward his units as well, going for a bayonet charge, gonna get countered by the light infantry.
Our men are running.
And yep, already it's starting to make a deadly impact on the French line.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, wow. Oh. Canister was point blank and brutal in effect. We're starting to see some Spanish breaking, a lot of French breaking, though, to Blake's attack. Dragoons engaging on the flank with some of the Spanish cavalry. Spain holding their own on the flank. The center, he may be running out of men as the 6-pointer pushing forward his units is Moyen Yenagard. Horse artillery still in support, can start firing through the gaps made in the lines. I think this is coming down to a numbers game, guys. Not necessarily a skill issue, just numbers. And I think the French have more. I mean, looking at the actual numbers on the field, I think the French had like, what, 14, 24, 17, 18 versus 22, 12, 12, and 18. So that 24 from France outnumbers the 22 from the UK. 14, or the 18 matches up with the 18 of Coalition, and then 12 versus 17 and 14. Yeah, the French have way more troops. Way more troops. Not by maybe a intensely huge amount, but it's significant enough to make a difference, I think. But here we go. Man, they're going straight for Stockhawk, and I don't think there's a whole lot in their way at this point. They can feel the victory. Can you feel it? Stockhawk is open. Of course, this one regiment could go here and intercept this one house, and it wouldn't matter who has Stockhawk or not. Something for them to consider, especially since Spain can waltz back this direction and take this LOC out and obsolete any LOCs that they have. I feel like that'd be a priority, especially since there's 12 minutes remaining. If I was Spain, I would do that. I wouldn't really worry about trying to defend Stockhawk as much as take out the French ability to hold LOCs. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot in this town here. There is artillery on both sides firing into this French column, but I think the French are prepared to ignore it and keep rolling into the town. Here we go, the Spanish defense for Stockhawk. See what they can do. Oh my goodness, the horse artillery is running for their life. Look at them, they're like, oh, save us. Oh, that's funny.
Our men are running.
I think Stockholm will fall. I think the French are going to take this. It looks like Spain's getting pushed back, unfortunately, kind of isolated up in the tree line. And if this is all it takes is for Stockhawk to fall and then the French win, so be it. There's only 9 minutes remaining. They got the drummer. Poor guy. He wasn't doing nothing. Playing some tunes.
Our men are running, sir.
Spain's putting up quite a fight here. And there it goes. It has been taken. Spanish line looks like it is very close to crumbling against this attack by Soult. And I think that's kind of the battle. I mean, there's a little scattered resistance. I'm going to hit the fast forward button. A little bit of scattered resistance, but for the most part, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on this just in case that can change something. There's a Spanish unit over here, but they don't seem like they're in the super best of spirits.
Their general, sir. Now they must break.
And Spain, for the most part, is dead over here. There's a couple UK units, but there's not a whole lot. Like I said, guys, if nothing changes, just a couple units meleeing until the end of the timer, I'm just going to skip ahead to those results so we can see, you know, the kills, deaths, the number of troops brought by each army, and give credit where credit's due for kills. But it looks like it will be a Napoleonic victory. And then, of course, we also, unless something's changed, we'll review the tournament board, scoreboard, to see where everyone's standing is. And yeah, so I'll be back in just a second. Like I said, it looks like the UK is just kind of last breaths. I can't talk today, apparently. But yeah, we'll skip to the end unless something changes. All right, guys. So a victory, like I said, for the Napoleonics. Well played for them. Like I said, I also have the results here. We'll pull those up. So you can see on the Imperial side, we have Pius. He was playing the 6-point Dorsin, I believe. 894 for the kills. You have Casual, who's playing his 10-point Massena. 1039 for the kills. $sign playing his 9-point Suchet, 848. And then Arjun's playing his 9-point Salt with 1303 for the kills. On the other side, you have Nomis? I don't know. The picture's kind of hard to read. B-Man, let's go with that. 11-point Wellington. He had a 1051 for the kills. You have British Emperor as 8-point Beresford, 1158. You have Hollow, 5-point Graham, 705 for the kills, and then Antonio as Blake with 1446 for the kills. Actually got the most kills out of anybody in the field, followed closely by Arjun's as Soult. So, well played game, some good kills on both sides. It came down to that initial, or that final attack where they just went for it. They just went straight in at the UK, and unfortunately Blake wasn't able to rush in time to help. France used a lot of maneuvering near the end there, I think. Ferocious fight, though. and a lot of casualties on both sides, but still a very enjoyable battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Let me pull up the league. I do not think it's been adjusted yet. Oh, wait, no, it has. All right, so Napoleonics are on the top of the scoreboard here, 19. And we have NR4. Let's see if we can find them. And I apologize. I don't know. They're fifth. They're Deutschmeister. Fucking Deutschmeister. They have 5. So yeah, like I said, the Napoleonics are doing pretty good. However, they are being pursued by the LK and Rheinbund, who have 17 each. And then of course the RC, they bumped up to 12, so they're 4th, or technically I guess you'd say 3rd, because LK and Rheinbund are kind of in a run up for 2nd place. They've tied right now, so things are starting to get a little intense. And this tournament, probably one of the better seasons I think I've seen. There's been a lot of competition, but yeah. So that's where the standing is, guys, and that's the battle. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, I will catch you all in another video.